Okay, hi everybody. Welcome back. Welcome back to Enlightened Journeys. I hope you guys are having a good day whenever you get to watching this video, or a good evening. Please make sure you're familiar with my legal disclaimer. It is in the description box below, but by watching my videos, you're agreeing to the contract of being in control of yourself, being responsible for yourself. Again, I only take responsibility for myself when I give these readings. I can't take responsibility for somebody that I can't control, right? Okay, so you need to be able to be responsible for yourself and with any of the information that's being channeled. Please be on your best behavior because the Most High God is watching and the Holy Spirit is listening. By watching my videos, you're agreeing to not attack, bully, or persecute me for my calling. Okay. Also, this contract includes shadow banning and the copywriting of my messages. Good morning, Lilith. I hope that you guys are having a good day. Yeah, so these messages belong to God and the Holy Spirit, so make sure that you're not copying them. I don't know who's going to listen to these videos. Another thing I cannot control. So anyways, okay, let's see what's going to come forward for protection. Okay, I remind with every reading, affirming with God his promises for the chosen. I call in all of my safety and protection for myself and for the collective. Know that anything that comes up in these readings does get worked on. So when we read the future, it's not always set in stone, because people can change their actions, they can change the way they look at things, and then they can change their lives. And so again, there's always like multiple realities, and there's always going to be like a reality where you do make a choice and a reality where you don't make a choice. I forget what the concept of that is called, but it's like maybe the multiverse or something. But yeah. Okay. So I'm also asking God that you be with us now and that you intervene on any negative people and block out any evil eye or anyone that would try to negatively influence or impact this reading in any type of way. Okay. I pray for the highest light and the highest wisdom and the highest truth to be revealed to me and my collective. And I pray for all of my subscribers. All right. And then now, as I call upon your favor, I ask that you give us the full armor of God for protection during our life's mission and work here on the earth. I'm eternally grateful for your favor, Heavenly Source, and for your unfailing love. Thank you for blessing me and my subscribers, and thank you for healing the sick and creating miracles. In your holy name, Lord my God, I give gratitude and thanks. I pray into thy holy presence and meditate upon your divine will. Amen. So the message that I got was a general one. It's pretty much, I think, for every single person that's going to come across this video, regardless of if you're like, somebody, well, I don't know who's going to watch my videos, right? I can't control that. But so there could be people that cross watch that are like trying to find out information so they can go do more witchcraft. But I know that the people who are light workers are going to hear this message. So this is definitely about releasing a situation and a person. It's a person or a situation, I should say. Or it could be both, because people can kind of be situations. The crystal that I was directed to when I asked about this problem was black jade. Black jade helps you feel safe. What it does is any type of chaotic situation. I'm just looking for my black jade. Here it is. Okay, so it kind of looks similar to tourmaline. This is black jade, and then that's a selenite bead right there, so it keeps it cleansed. So the black jade will help you guys to feel safe in situations that are uncomfortable, and it just is a really good stone. It does absorb negative energy, though. Thank you so much, Lilith. You are awesome. So, yeah. So amber is something that's really protective as well. Little babies have those amber teething bracelets. So, and the amber actually protects the baby from evil eye. Most of the time when babies pass away, it's because of evil eye. And that's what I think anyways. But the sudden infant death syndrome, I feel like that is like some type of spiritual thing. I don't know what to call it, but It is some type of experience. There are children that when they get born into the body, they go, okay, this life is too much. So then they want to walk out of that body and another soul will come in. And sometimes that soul can be a fairy. And then that person will begin to change because it's a different spirit within the baby. And yeah, I've had, when we had the crystal store, we had copper or iron. I forget what they're allergic to. I think it's iron. We had iron in the store and this lady was holding her baby and she was standing by it. The baby would just start to scream, just wail. And we're like, oh my God. And I'm like, take a few steps backwards, like just, move back because you're close to the iron and your baby's having a reaction. She literally did that and the baby just stopped crying. And I was like, yeah, little changeling. But again, fairies are not negative. I mean, people think that they're negative in whatever Scotland, Ireland, or whatever, but I don't think that they're negative. I think that they can be negative if you piss them off or you do something to their territory. But other than that, to me, they've always been pretty much kind and that they've never tricked me or anything like that from my awareness anyways. Okay, so whoever this person or situation is that you need to release, this has been a long time coming. Okay, so when I woke up this morning, I straight up felt, and this happens to me often when this is heavy moon magic. I felt drunk, and I don't drink. Like literally hardly ever. I drink like once a year, if that, and it's like one glass of wine or something, to be social. But other than that, I do not drink. I don't sit around and drink at all. So for me to wake up and feel drunk, like that's super weird, right? But it's this moon energy just making my vertigo and stuff feel completely off. So somebody's been up under the moon again. Surprise, surprise. This is somebody that wants to swipe destinies with you because you have spiritual gifts and because you're popular. I also feel like you have a lot of things that are in your soul contract for this lifetime that this other person doesn't have. And they're experiencing a lot of bad luck because of this dumb moon magic. Yeah, sober club for sure. I mean, I definitely use, cannabis. I have a license for it because I have PTSD, but not all the time do I use it. So, it's like some things, that's why temperance is so important. Some things used in small amounts can really, really heal. Same thing with mushrooms and stuff like that. DMT, just total. I understand why they put a stipulation on them because they basically change your consciousness, But the harder stuff, yeah, not interested in. But yeah, mushrooms definitely helped me heal for a very long time. Very long time. Just microdosing, Not doing enough to get you super high on it, but just doing enough so that it physically changes your body because mushrooms work on the brain. So if you have any like mental imbalances, it will help. And again, I'm not telling anybody to go do mushrooms, but I'm just saying from my personal experience, my testimony, could have been prayer, could have been God, could have been the mushrooms. Who knows? But it is of nature. I've also tried ayahuasca before and it didn't do anything to me. So I don't know if they did it right, but yeah, it just made me feel like a little more relaxed. So I think once you get your consciousness to a certain state, like it's like you can do things and it won't, it won't bring you out of your body. I've never had like an out of body experience or anything. Well, I can say at least from any type of substance, when the extraterrestrials came and abducted me, I had out of body experience. I'm just looking at this card and I'm seeing these two dogs. Dogs may be very significant to you guys. And I'm also seeing this lobster. And I think that lobsters mean abundance. They're kind of like I would call them, well, how crawdads are kind of like bugs to the whatever body of water they're in. Lobsters, I feel like they're like that. They're like crustaceans, right? But they represent prosperity, abundance, and free will. So quite interesting. So I'm kind of picking up from the moon card that somebody was trying to bend your free will. I'm seeing this road also in the background. They wanted to make your road. See how it's like a road and it just keeps going from the beach? They wanted to make your road longer so that you would not get to your destinations. And this is more than one destination that you have in your destiny. The Two of Swords, these people are literally blocked. They've blocked themselves. And this is what they were trying to do to you, is they were trying to block you. Excuse me. It says emotional barriers protect them from love. No shit. And then they're up under the tower. These ones just flew out. This person is definitely up under the tower. And so, yeah, they need to stop with the moon magic. It's never going to work. It's not ever going to work. You can't use the moon to steal destiny. I don't know where these people are getting this stupid information from. Or what, or if this is a spirit that is telling this shit. But when you see the tower card, you see these people falling out. They're falling on, that's like Jack and Jill went up the hill. These people went up the tower and they're coming crashing down because God striketh them down. And this is literally an Ace of Swords protection for you, for this person to be in the tower. So of course, this person, okay, the last, what was it? A few days ago, I had cleansed my yard, and I'm not joking. This person that I don't like contacted me within less than 15 hours of me cleansing my yard. Like, I'm not, and I was like, really? Yeah, if they remain friends after about group of people that remain friends after the fact. Absolutely. That's kind of what I get, is like they wanted to turn other people against you. But again, this person, they saw you in a light that you didn't exist in. Like whatever they saw about your destiny was an illusion, because again, this person feels like they've gotten things off of you and they haven't. Like they were able to get this new destiny and they don't have a new destiny. It's their old destiny they forfeited, and now they've made losing their destiny. These people, and I'm not meaning lose like they lost their destiny. I mean, they made being a loser their destiny because they decided to come for yours. And they didn't even have the real factaroos. This person did not have the real facts. Like they were not getting accurate information from whatever reader they use, whatever entity or deity or whatever they use, whatever the devil these people work with, I mean, what type of, when I look at the energy of the moon, it is volatile. It's just like violent a little bit, but with it being chaotic and violent, that's the aspects of the moon that these people amplify. They try to ascend. They're trying to send this attack and funnel it towards you, but they're the ones that are amplifying it. So they're the ones that feel most out of balance, and they're in the tower for it because God is like, no, I'm protecting that chosen one's crown. I gave this crown to them. Who the hell are you to come and try to take it off their head when I put them in place? You know what I mean? Good morning, Girl Gone. Welcome in to the chat. Welcome in. The King of Wands. This is seriously a guy. This is a guy this is a group of people. That's what I'm starting to think now. That this could very well be a couple and then another, like I'm beginning a couple men and a couple women and then 3 other women around that. So how many women are usually, what do I want to call it? How many women are in a coven? Do you guys know how many it takes to qualify? Because I would qualify this to be a coven. This seems like at least, 8 or 9 people. I don't know how many they usually have. But this King of Wands is somebody that they want somebody back. I'm also seeing this red hair. I don't feel like this person has red hair. I feel like they wear a hat, though. This man could very well wear a hat. I'm also hearing something about trying to send shadow people to you. Okay, first of all, shadow people are not even negative. Yes, they're scary looking. Yes, they feel ominous. But my personal experience with the hat man, the shadow man, hat man, he basically showed up when I was pregnant. and when I was looking in the mirror, he put his hands around my belly, and it looked like when I was gazing into the mirror, it looked like I was pregnant. And then he pushed my stomach down. And so he was basically warning me that I was going to have a miscarriage. And I literally had a miscarriage like right after that shit. So I don't think that the Hat Man or these shadow people create bad experiences, but I do feel like they try to give warnings to them. 13. Okay, 13. And that's basically, okay. Well, maybe these people are trying to build up a coven. I'm seeing like, 8 people. You guys are in the 10 of Cups. Look at this. Happy energy. Having a family. I really feel like this King of Wands wants to be a part of somebody's family. They want to be accepted in. Oh, thank you, Girl Gone. Yes, into your dark guardians. Okay. So let's look at that. So, okay, I'm being really drawn to Santa Muerte right here. So you definitely have Santa Muerte as a guide. Now, Santa Muerte comes from Hispanic backgrounds. And I guess she's not accepted in the church, in the Catholic Church as a saint. But it is the saint of Saint Death, basically. And look at her. She's like pregnant. Okay, so basically Santa Muerte helps create justice for the planet, for everybody, and also protects people from police officers. So, oh, thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you, Girl Gone. I appreciate you. So yeah, Santa Muerte is one. I'm also getting Cain Muertos is another one. So you have death deities protecting you. I'm also hearing Yama, which is the god of death in, I think, Hinduism, or maybe it's Buddhism. I'm not for sure. And then you have another one that is like Aztec. Okay, that explains your dream. Good. Yeah. So what you're seeing is, you've had lifetimes where you were a being that was like Santa Muerte, and you would basically do the same thing. Death is like kind of unexplainable, but it's also an illusion. But you would help people deliver them. This is why you work so well with people who are passing away. I don't know if you've ever noticed that, but yeah. Thank you so much, Lilith. Yeah, so literally, you've had lifetimes where you've been with these beings and you've done the job of death, which when somebody is, when it's their time, let's just say that, because death does have to do with time. You go and collect people, and then you make sure that they get to where they're going. Okay. And that's something that you do now too. Welcome in, Ragnarok. I hope that you're having an awesome Monday or Sunday. I mean, you had a Grim Reaper dream and you was like walking alongside them. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's what I was being shown. And also, Santa Muerte protects, basically, she is like the protector of all people who, talking to the dead. And that's part of what you did as well, is that after this soul would cross over, you would help them walk. Basically, you help them watch, like kind of like on a screen, their entire life, so that they could really get all of the lessons that they learned in that lifetime. And then you help them get to where they needed to go. And so, but you were also a death deity and I don't know what its name is. It's like this tall. It looks like a child, but it's Aztec. I think his name's like Mictlan or something like that. But you're actually that deity. And so you have a lot of ancient power. You have a lot of protective stuff coming from the Mayan culture. I don't know if you were interested in the Mayans and their calendar. Yes, and how they died. Absolutely. Absolutely. So let's see what else. The Queen of Swords. Yeah. Yeah, you've also been a warrior, like literally. When God sends angels of death to fight things off, I get that you were present at the time of Pharaoh in Egypt. And oh, this is funny. So you were present there, and basically you were just standing there watching this entire shit go down with Pharaoh and Moses, and I just keep seeing you go, man, they're never gonna get it. That's funny. The 9 of Wands, that's exactly it. Yeah, look at all these people. I also get that your power gets the strongest around like November. So this is interesting. I don't know what your birthday is, Girl Gone, but I do feel that your power is the strongest when the veil is the thinnest. And I also get that it peaks about midsummer, like that transition peaks about midsummer. And it's on a cycle to just become more powerful. Yeah, definitely. The Knight of Pentacles riding here on a horse like that. I get that you had an entire, well, you had horses that pulled basically a carriage. Wow. Wow. So you're probably being reminded in your dreams. Yeah. You're probably being reminded in your dreams about this. Look at this, the world. She's sitting on the world because she helps create justice. I do know that I've known for a minute that you are a being of justice. And justice is part of your, yeah, during the autumn season. Yes. Oh my God, there was many downloads in the accountant for sure. And you got confirmation you were Gilgamesh. That's exactly what I thought. Your birthday's in December. Okay, that makes sense. So it's basically right before your birthday, like literally right before your birthday. Also, look at how Santa Muerte is holding time. You spent at least 4,000 years doing this job of holding time. Like when people's times are up, you would basically go help them. Now that's almost as much as, well, actually that is exactly as many years as a guardian angel when they assign themselves to somebody, because they always get to pick, right? Past life dreams, yes, absolutely. That's what you're seeing, and that's exactly what you're seeing. You also could have, if you were to have a dream about a court case or anything to do with the law or police or court, that is Santa Muerte sending you a message, because you do actually have the ability to stand up for other people. And so you know, in this lifetime, other people that are not receiving justice, I feel like when you speak, people listen. So yeah, this world is definitely, you know, Lady Justice ruling over the world because she rules over time. The sun, look at that. Look at that. I also feel like you had a lifetime where, and you may have had a dream about this, where you were riding in a chariot or a UFO. I'm getting like, you know, how Icarus flies too close to the sun. I'm getting a race of being that has technology to actually go to the sun. Like they have some type of technology that gives them the ability to travel actually to the sun, and the great central sun, which is the sun out of this sun. So yeah, you have a lot of raw energy and a lot of and that's Ra, like Ra in Egypt, and a lot of solar, like Apollo. Yeah. Also, oh, that's funny. I just heard that you turned away Mephistopheles. So there may be something about Mephistopheles. That could have been the entity that was trying to trick you in the past. Yeah, you guys definitely all are being pulled together because you guys have similar things going on. But yeah, Ra's like Ra, Apollo, and I'm getting Hilarion. Now, the sun that's outside of this sun, see, isn't there a story in ancient Egypt where the snake is, what is the snake trying to do? He's trying to chase Ra through the sky, right? To make it eternally dark. I literally am picking up that, like when it says in Psalm 91, you will trample the lion and the cobra. I'm getting that you helped Ra defeat Apophis many times by tricking you. You somehow used your cunning and wit to trick this snake out of going for something else. Like that's what I keep getting. And so, yeah, you have protection when it comes to that. Actually, all of you guys have protection. literally, because God's saying, whoever this person is in y'all's life that needs to be released, releasing them to God is going to be the best thing to do. You know what I mean? The snake wants to eat raw. Is that what it is? Okay, I thought the snake was trying to devour the sun or something. I'm getting maybe Norse mythology and the other one mixed up. But he wants, yeah, how Saturn wants to eat your light. Okay, that makes sense. So the snake is representative of Saturn. Okay, that makes sense actually. Wow. Wow. I'm also hearing that you guys are all coming into the light right now. And so the world's going to be seeing your energy in a new light, which I think is a really good, because you guys have such a good balance of chi going on right now. I feel like, whatever inspires you to basically create, that's what is going to enlighten the world. I feel like somebody was a poet. I think, Girl Gone, you were a poet in a past life as well. Yeah, extremely protective energies. The thing is that you're protected by the moon and the sun, and technically the moon is reflecting the light of the sun, so it's kind of the same thing. But the moon is like a satellite, or it acts as one. The moon is actually hollow. Like, you can go into the moon. If you go round to the dark side of the moon, it will suck you into the moon. That's how people enter it. And at the center, I know all this from having dreams about it, and I've gone there. But at the center of the moon in the fifth dimension, there is like a city. And I would call it to be like Sin City. Like, there's literally a place where Batman has a bunch of people locked up. Yeah, as your gifts open. And this is why I know that when people have dreams and they go into other lifetimes and they come back with the memory, it's like then they write books, like Dracula and Alice in Wonderland. You write poetry in a journal. Okay, that's exactly what I'm picking up. So definitely poetry is, I think that poetry is also something that Apollo is into, which is very interesting, because Ragnarok, I did pick up on that you were Apollo at some time. So the thing about these positions, and I would say that the Greek gods, all of the deities, all of the Elohim, they all become positions because God creates you. I'm going to explain destiny. God creates you for a certain purpose in each lifetime, right? Or you could say even you create yourself, and that wouldn't even be false because you're working with yourself, right? You choose everything you're going to go through before you get here. And so basically you create the lifetime that you're going to live. And as you come into this lifetime, you prepare basically yourself to go through these certain transits and these certain lessons. And what you prepare aligns you with, it basically propels you into being an archetype. Like, when you fulfill your divine life purpose, you become an archetype. And so basically that archetype then does a role for humanity. And so it becomes a role at that point, because the soul does not want to stay in the same job forever. At that point, then another soul that wants to come up and have that experience, you can train that soul. And this is where then that soul will take on the role of being Metatron, of being Archangel Michael. And again, it's just because souls they create the job, but they don't want to be that job forever. And we can't blame them for that, because who would want to be the same job forever? So you guys could have been being trained under, or being the demigod children of. And I get demiurge energy, you being present then. I'm getting Christ Sophia energy, and I'm also getting like Gnosticism energy. So there is something to Gnosticism. I haven't figured it always out. I haven't figured it all the way out yet. But there is something to Gnosticism that is true. And I feel like it has to do with the archons, right? That's what they're called. They're like etheric-like beings, and they're gatekeepers. But the gates that they hold are not, okay, they're gatekeepers to stuff, but the gates that they hold are not, you don't want to go into those gates. I would not want to. Yes, it is like picking a character in a video game, but your soul has to train under the spirit that created the role. But yeah, that's basically how it works. And so that's why we can have so many different interactions and play different roles and things like that. So yeah. But yeah, the archons, there's definitely a connection here with that. So I wonder what the connection is. Let me pull another card. King of Pentacles. These archons are freaking financial gatekeepers. Look at that. That reminds me of like treasure that would be in that box. So yeah, that's what it is. They gatekeep energy. It's more about channeling fear. Okay, I know what these things are. I used to see them in the condo I used to live in, and they would scare the shit out of me. Now I know what they are. Yeah, so you have a connection. I feel like you get past these gates. These archons have to, like, basically, if you guys were to approach a gate, these archons would have to move out of the way and let you through. Even though you may not want to go into whatever gate they hold, because there's something attached to this money. Look at this. This is funny. Look at death just leaning in there. Santa Muerte is just pulling people out of life. That's funny. That's exactly what I was seeing you doing. Like, you just basically walk beside people and then you tell them it's their time to go. And then they know immediately that you're death. And that's kind of the dream that I'm getting. Learning about Gnostic. You are learning about Gnostic religion. Okay. And you're leaning more towards it. Yeah. Yeah, there is definitely some truth in Gnosticism. And I feel like there's Gnosticism for Islam and there's Gnosticism for Christianity. I don't know which one Sophia Christ is of. I think that that's Christianity, but I'm not for sure. But I watch this YouTube channel called Astral Legends. And I really like it because it gives a history of, like, and it's got AI art in it also that's like phenomenal. Called Astral Legends. And I watch and it talks about the Anunnaki and all these different races and stuff. It's extremely interesting if you guys are into the extraterrestrial stuff and other lifetimes and all that. But yeah, really, really good channel. So I'm seeing here the Four of Pentacles. This is actually a very good sign. I feel like you've had the authority over whether people succeed or not, and they don't even know that you had the authority. The Nine of Swords. Yeah. Something about this picture reminds me of Cenobites. I don't know why. But that book right there, I feel like maybe you helped inspire the Tibetan Book of the Dead, which basically talks about how this planet is a prison. And Sophia, Sophia is like the highest divine feminine Christ energy. But yeah, I think that Mary Magdalene was an incarnation of Sophia, something like that. On Astral Legends, they have Sophia Christ, literally a whole video on it, and it talks about it. And it's very, very eye-opening. Yeah, it's an eye-opening religion for sure. Yeah, I didn't know that Gnosticism was a religion. I just thought it was an abstract form of looking at things. But I do get that the demiurge is very important. Yeah, Sophia for sure. Yeah, I definitely spent time as Sophia. But I already know that because I've been Loki forever. That's all I literally ever remember. I can remember everything about everybody's lives, but for mine, it's like I've been the same being forever. Just kind of weird. But then I wear different people's faces. So, but I'm coming back this time to clean my act the fuck up since Ragnarok went down and all of the other gods fell. But I have met with them, so, there is peace now. Original Gnosticism, yeah, it was started by John the Baptist section. Yeah, okay. That's interesting. I did not know that. Wow. See, and I wonder because I wonder if Jesus was into Gnosticism, and I wonder if it was even a thing then, right? When he was around. Four of Wands. Look at that. She's so happy being in her element. Red could be a very powerful color to you guys at this time. For me, I feel like yellow is really important as well. So it could be even that maybe you guys burn candles and pray. I mean, that's a great way to basically give it to God. What I'm getting is that whatever this situation is that needs to be released, it's been a long time coming. Yeah, for sure. For sure. I definitely understand that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, she's also connected to Eve, Mary Magdalene, Ashira for sure, which was Yahweh's wife, which is basically the same thing as Yeshua, Jesus. Did you guys know that the word Jesus literally means Hail Zeus? I'm not even joking. That's why they say his name was Yeshua. The name Yeshua is what we would say Joshua. So Joshua was actually Jesus's name, which was Yeshua, and basically Yeshua. That the name Yeshua means Jehovah saves. So, like, oh my God, that makes sense. Oh, really? Ashira is Baal's wife? Wow, I've never heard that. That's wild. Wow. And you worship as light goddess now. Absolutely. And that's the thing, is that we've had to have experiences being in the dark and being in the light, just like how Loki can be a savior and a helper or a problem. We all have different experiences with on that basis of us being ourselves in all these different bodies and incarnations. We have an equal balance of those that I'm specifically picking up on your guys' energy, a very equal balance of those. Barbello. Okay, I've heard of that before. Wow. I can't remember where it is, but I have something about that written down somewhere. Look at this. This is what just came out. The Two of Cups. Look at that. Look at how their skulls are like they're sharing water. That is so freaking cute to me. My gosh. That is so cute. That's a beautiful love offer. I'm wondering if somebody has a spiritual marriage. This one's not negative. Usually when I see spiritual marriages, they're not positive. Then the 10 of Cups, look at this wish fulfillment and butterflies. So yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I pray that whoever's trying to mess with your mind leaves it alone. People need to learn when enough is enough. And I feel like you guys have been through enough. This temperance energy, this is a good energy to hold, you guys. Oh my gosh. I'm just looking at this and look what I see in the background. Look at that. That's what I was talking about, Girl Gone. Literally. See that Mayan pyramid in the background? I have never seen that before and noticed it. That is so funny. So I don't know if you've ever been to the pyramids in Mexico or in South America, but you may end up finding that those areas are very, very sacred and very, very like positive, high vibrational for you. I don't know what secrets are kept there, but I feel like, again, you've been a Mayan deity. You actually interacted by maybe landing your UFO above that pyramid and interacted with people, which is beautiful. That's beautiful. Yeah, temperance always, and the 10 of Cups is like your greatest wishes fulfilled. The 2 of Cups is your love life. You may end up dreaming about this person. I feel like this is somebody in the spirit. Maybe they plan on coming into a body or something. I don't know if you've been celibate. Yeah, Yeshua is his real name. That's what I thought. Yeah. She's actually the Holy Trinity. Okay. That makes sense. Yeah. Yeah. And now I'm thinking about Trinity from the Matrix. So there's definitely, I'm seeing the red and the blue. So it's like when you take the red pill, then you wake up and the red kind of represents blood and death and remembrance. You take the blue pill, you forget. Wow, that's just very significant to somebody. Also, you guys may be seeing butterflies around you. Whoa, the Knight of Wands. Look at that. So you definitely got somebody coming in on horseback. This person okay. So this person thinks that they need to save you from something. From what, Astraea? I'm not for sure what this person thinks that you need saving from. Maybe yourself. I don't think that you're self-destructive in any way. I feel like this person, whoever this Knight of Wands person is, I almost said Knight of Pentacles. I feel like they're destructive. They're also impulsive, and their view is being obscured by something. I think that this person is wanting to rush into your all's energy because you've done something to cleanse them out. Like, just like how I was saying how I cleansed my yard, and then somebody I really dislike contacted me like right after that. And I had suspected that that this individual had done graveyard magic around my house. Like, I had already suspected that. So it just confirmed it. Okay, you have Mexican native, but you don't know from where. Wow, that's wild. This is beautiful. So yeah, people need to literally people need to literally get right with God and watch how they treat other people, because these other people that want to interact with you, okay, they may be like in the afterlife. These people may very well have to stand in front of a version of you that's going to judge their ass. And I'm not even joking about that, literally. So people need to really be careful how you treat other people. People need to stop messing with you. And this is all just over some petty jealous shit. I get that everybody in the chat and everybody that comes across this reading is going to be dealing with, a petty person. This is somebody that's very petty. Yeah, somebody that's very petty. This Nine of Pentacles, this is you being self-sufficient, stable. So somebody is definitely looking at your stability. Maybe that's why they feel like they need to save you. I don't feel like you need any salvation. I feel like you know that you are here to save yourself and above that, but you may end up having somebody come in that wants to, offer you something like you're this damsel in distress. I don't feel like you guys are, though, Triquetra necklace. Oh, okay. I don't know what that is. I'm going to have to look that up. Actually represents Barbello. Yeah. Isn't Barbello something that comes out of it's like at the time of the demiurge, like the pure light separates? Something like that. Yeah. Yeah. Your guides just keep telling me that people can keep playing in y'all's energy, but there's going to be a time and day where that is no longer allowed. And that time and day is here. Like, it's here right now. And seriously, this person's watching you be able to defend yourself, stand up for yourself, and be, stable. And it's dry. They feel like they need to come in and offer you something before you ascend to a point where they can't access you. Now, why would anybody be this worried about somebody else going through ascension? Like, shit, if I found out y'all ascended, I would be so freaking happy for everybody. I would definitely not feel no type of bad way about it. So I would feel proud that I got to experience you guys while you were here, not upset about it. So this person's afraid of losing you, but they don't realize that they've already lost you. By them wanting to come in on some bullshit is basically a no-no. Your guides are not going to allow this person near you. And I feel like even if this person's trying to contact you, yeah, Archangel Michael's doing something. Page of Pentacles. Yeah, look at that. I literally feel like somebody sees you as being a wealthy individual, somebody that basically has money. This person thinks that you have money, but you can't hold on to it. And so I would just be wary of anybody trying to borrow anything at this time, or they come in trying to save you from something. This could be very well be somebody trying to talk you into getting like a curse removal or some weird shit for like $1,000. Beware of scammers out there. Oh yeah, was there additional ways to reverse black magic? Um, so yeah, doing a reversing candle, so there's 7-day candles. Okay, 7-day candles, and they burn for 7 days. But I will tell you that when we had the crystal ray, basically the candles that we had were 7-day candles. I would energize them to do the work. So you just put your intention into it and you energize it. And then the reversing candle will have a face on it and some type of like reversing arrows, and it'll be half red and half black. And so you basically burn it, but you allow the candle to burn for 4 hours a day, and then you don't blow it out, but you snuff it out by like, putting something on the top of the candle so that it doesn't have any more air, and then the flame will go out. And then when you're done with the candle, you take that whatever the jar it comes in, and you just get rid of it, like you could throw it away off your property, right? And so they're called reversing candles. That's one way that you can reverse black magic. Another way would be to just ask God to reverse the effects of it and to return it to sender. And then also pray for that person that's doing it, because the best thing that could happen would be that they get a divine intervention. Yeah, you basically want them to be divinely intervened and the situation, because if they can come to God out of this experience, then that would be the best thing. But yeah, if you got somebody that's really sending you a lot of energy, those reversing candles will work, for almost everything. Just make sure that that you're praying with it. I would probably pray Psalm 91 with it. I prayed Psalm 91 like 3 times this morning, just because I woke up feeling this like crazy drunk energy, and I don't drink. So I'm like, what the hell is that? But yeah. Yeah, for sure. For sure. So yeah, this person's going to come back, and they just want access to you again. Yeah, you're going to receive justice. And I definitely was telling you guys that you are justice angels. Like, that's part of your divine life purpose, is to be the sun and bring justice. So, I feel like, don't get scammed by anybody. Okay. I will never contact anybody. So if anybody's like, oh, I'm Astraea, no, it's not. Okay. And then again, like if you get messages to your phone, you guys, that come from somebody, and you keep getting a lot of spam messages, you may want to think about either getting a call blocker on there, so that every time you get a phone call that's like a spam or whatever, putting that up, or at least knowing how to block people when they message you, because I don't want you giving any energy to this person. Whoever this person is that's trying to get in your head and make you think that you need them, you don't need them. Like, you have God. Oh, you're very welcome. Yeah, there's definitely people trying to scam you guys at this time. And there was this coven energy, or maybe they're trying to form a coven. They don't have enough people yet. But these people really think that once they get like enough people, that they're going to be able to do something collectively. And they've already received warning that this is a backfire, like completely already been warned that you're going to remain in the 10 of Cups, and literally. So yeah, don't, if you have any type of thing contacting you saying they're a collection agency and that you need to pay a bill, no, that is not it. That's not, like, they'll send you something in the mail if something like that were to occur. But yeah, you have to know too that there's a statute of limitations that on anything that you owe, if it's medical bills or whatever, that there's a certain amount of time that passes, and that gets wiped off your credit. And so, yeah, that's one way I'm seeing that people are trying to scam. Another way is through the internet. So just make sure that you have people, double confirming who they are and stuff like that. And if you get any suspicious weird spam, you might want to refer that to like an officer of the law or something, if you continue to get people that are trying to scam you. And I know that you guys are way too smart to Hi, welcome in, Zachary. I know you guys are way too smart to fall for that, but still, these people are trying. They're trying anything. And somebody also has somebody's email address. They keep plugging the email address and phone number into these sites that would then contact you for like some stupid shit that you don't need. So I don't know what that's called when you do that to somebody, but they're in the Five of Cups about this. These people could literally, very well be caught for doing this. And these people are so dumb. I don't know why these criminals link up like this. This is how you end up getting caught. You have a bunch of criminals doing a bunch of stuff that causes negative karma here. But yeah, God's like, you don't even need to worry about it. Look, this is an end, the death to this devil energy. This is literally an end to that. So, however, they were trying to block you, if this is trying to block you from the entertainment business, these people screwed up royally. They're trying to block you from saving yourself or saving others. Anything that they were trying to block, they've screwed up big time, because now God's going to bless you 10 times more stronger. Like, going to give you such a big blessing right in front of these people's faces. And all they can do is sit there and watch, because it's their karma. Which, I'm not trying to be rude, but it is their karma. They tried to take stuff from you guys, and I don't like that. The Knight of Cups. Yeah, this Knight energy wants to come in on some hero stuff like you, and this is what this person does. They guilt trip other people into interacting with them. You guys will know exactly who this is. Good. I'm so glad. Yeah, definitely don't be afraid of your dreams, girl gone. You're literally going into other lifetimes, having an experience, and then you're bringing back the knowledge and the everything. Like, we have everything within us. So you're bringing it all back into this lifetime where you can then apply it to your life. So yeah, just write your dreams down, because there could be little things too that don't make sense at the time, but they will make sense in the future. And you'll be like, oh, I get it. I get it. But yeah, so this Knight of Cups is on some devilment. Basically wants to come in and bring an offer. This is the type of person that would like impose themselves in on your energy and your space. And then they would consume your time, and they would say that they have this like big offer for you, this big cup of love, but you know that they don't. This person literally tries to impose themselves on other people and then tries to guilt trip the other person into staying with them or being around this person. And no, that's one way that psychic vampires drain people, is they make them feel guilty if they didn't like interact with them. Yeah, they make people feel guilty for not giving away the energy, because it's all about energy. You had a dream last night and you were altering the universe to become more positive. Wow, thank you. That is amazing. Okay, Christine, I will look at your question. Should you go to Marissa Orlando for home treatment, or the one doctor in Florida, Gainesville, Florida? I'm being very drawn to Marissa Orlando. Yeah, we're going to use the Guardian Angel Tarot. I really feel like there's something in Orlando for hormone treatment. Yeah. I mean, that's what feels like it's what's actually needed, is a balancing of the hormones. So I don't know if it's side effects you're having, or if you've actually been diagnosed with a condition or something. But I do feel like the hormone treatment, your doctor's figured something out. The hormone treatment is going to help. I mean, it may not take away all of the symptoms, but it is going to help. Okay, so the medication you're taking is giving you acne. Okay. What are you using on your face? Like, are you using any type of acne scrub or apricot scrub or anything like that? Oh, well, thank you anyways for the kind words, Zachary. I'm sure that when you get some money and if you feel like it's right, you'll come back. So it's all good. But yeah, okay. So The pellets are giving you the acne. Okay, I'm getting that you're having some type of skin irritation. Um, so what I'm hearing is that when your hormones get balanced out with whatever this hormone treatment is, that the acne is going to go away. So I know that when you're a teenager, your hormones change, right? And then, you know, um, you get acne. I'm kind of getting that it's not exactly a side effect, but it's like, well, it's a butterfly effect of your hormones being out of balance. So renewal, look at this. This hormone treatment, I just heard adrenochrome. Okay, so maybe somebody, well, I don't even want to say that. You'll have to look into adrenochrome, but I am hearing renewal here, reflection, self-evaluation, and rebirth. This is your energy going to be rebirthing. And this renewal, I am getting that it's going to happen in Orlando. There's just something that's really compatible about that treatment. Yeah, I'm getting that Marissa in Orlando is going to be a lot better than Gainesville. There's something about Gainesville, Florida. I don't know if it's a person. I don't know if it's an energy, but there's something about that place that it's just not compatible. So, but the other place is. So if you are thinking about getting, a hormonal, treatment, I do feel like that's going to help. But again, I'm not a doctor. I can't tell you what the best choice is. You really need to ask your general physician or the physician that is referring you, to Orlando. I do get that Marissa has a lot of good reviews and stuff like that. I also get that it's a very clean and nice facility as well. It might be really hot, but depending on when you go. But yeah. Thank you so much, Zachary. You're so kind. Look at this Knight of Fire. Wow. Also, confident, passionate, confident, adventurous. Look at that. That's a beautiful energy right there. I'm being very drawn to the heart chakra. I feel like I don't know, Christine, if you're making any so not Lisa, go to Marissa. Yeah, definitely go to Marissa. That's where I'm getting the healing is going to take place. I really feel like that place has something for you. The other ones just don't. And I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just not as a nice facility. The doctor's not as good. I feel like you're going to be able to communicate with Marissa personally. And she's a very good doctor. As far as whatever this is that you're going through, she knows what she's doing. She's seen a lot of other people that have the same thing that you're going through. And so I do feel like this is a specialty doctor of some type. I don't want to say cancer, but she could have worked at some point in cancer work, or now she's doing hormonal treatments. Again, this is going to be something that really, really, really puts your body back into balance. And so, if you have to go to a temporary rehab stay, so just so you can get balanced, then it's worth it. So, but always follow your best intuition. Again, don't let me make the decision for you. Follow your best intuition and always look at places online. Like I would look into this other place. What is it? Gainesville, whatever it's called, Florida. I would look into that place and see what other people say about the facility and see what other people say about the treatment. You may find that it just doesn't have as good ratings and people don't have as good of an experience, right? So yeah, I would definitely look that up and then compare the way that you feel as well, and really be like, the best thing you can do is be extremely gentle right now with yourself. That means eating as good as you can. That's going to help with your hormones as well, right? And then, you may want to drink some tea. I would search in Google which herbs help people balance their bodies or balance their hormones, and then you could start doing that. But always ask your doctor first if that's going to work okay with medication. I don't know how herbs and medicine work together. So, okay, you're being on the carnivore diet will help with the hormones. Yes. And I get that this carnivore diet, again, so I know about the carnivore diet. Joe Rogan does it. My beloved brother was on it as well. And it seems so sad, but it's actually it not only helps you build muscle, but it gives you body mass back. And that's what my brother was saying about it. But yeah, it will definitely help with the hormones. That's one thing, because my brother he had an accident, he had a lot of surgeries and stuff like that. So it's definitely one thing about bringing balance into the body. And so I don't know if he still does it now, but he did do it for a certain time. It also brings inflammation down. That's what he was saying. He was saying that eating all carnivore basically brought down his body inflammation. And so that helped, because he's had a lot of surgeries and stuff. Oh my gosh, why? I'm like, I just put these all in the upright. So look at this. We have 7 of Fire, challenge, determination, and resistance. I feel like whatever this energy is it's okay. This is what happened with your health. An energy was activated, triggered, or started, and then it butterfly effect. All of the system, all of the chakras are being affected. So it was seduces. What is that? Not hormones. What does that mean? I would prefer if you ask when you have money, Zachary. Okay, so the 7 of Fire, this, you may feel that this renewal is a bit of a challenge. I really feel like this is going to go smoothly for you. Following your intuition is going to be the best thing when it comes to putting things in your body. Make sure that you're praying over your food, because it's really important, you guys, because we don't know what in the hell is in the food that we're eating nowadays. And the FDA, it keeps shutting down more and more departments. Basically, it's just crazy. They keep shutting down. They literally shut down the department that makes sure that your food is healthy and safe, which is crazy to me. How can they do that? I don't know how they do that. So now the FDA has nothing to do with like public food safety, anything like that, which is weird. But yeah, I'll be praying over your guys' food. Pray before you go to bed. Pray when you wake up. This is what I've learned. When you start to work with prayer, you can build up a resilience and a resistance against this energy. See how this person's kind of pushing back. I feel like you're going to have to push this energy, Christine, back to the person that sent it. And this may be, I don't know if you have a husband or if you have an ex-husband or an ex that something. This is somebody that's from the past. So yeah, getting past this relationship. This could have been also a relationship that you felt broke you. Look at this, the star, inspiration, fulfillment, and faith. Look at that. Yeah, you're going to be rejuvenated. You also may be inspired while you're there. It could be also that, that when you do this carnivore diet, I know it sounds extreme, but you're going to find a way to make it work. And I don't feel like you're going to have to do it more than like 90 days to get the effects of it. But again, talking with Marissa, the actual doctor, would be the best thing for you to do, because, because basically she's going to know, I would tell her what when you go, I would tell her what your diet is now, and ask her about her opinion, because she's going to know, especially for the hormonal stuff, the best type of diet, okay, to bring about balance. And with looking, like, they may end up doing some extra blood work. This blood work is also going to give them an indication that, what is missing in the diet, if there's anything that needs to be taken in. I'm also picking up that a lot of this confusion that you've been experiencing is because part of whatever this is has to do with witchcraft. That's why this shit went basically undetected. It was not able to be detected for a very long time. That's because somebody was cloaking themselves. But with faith, you're going to be fulfilled and renewing your energy. I mean, that's what this is about. Somebody definitely was trying to take your energy. And I think you know who this person is. Speed, activity, and multitasking. Eight of fire. That's a lot of wands of fire returning that energy back to that person with speed, activity, and multitasking. Oh my gosh. See, you're already so intuitive. It's absolutely your aunt's marriage, but it's something about something that got triggered with them. I don't know if you had an argument or whatever, or maybe this aunt wanted to come visit you or something. I don't know. This person feels like they have a reason to be pissed off at you. But I feel like you having spiritual abilities is not a reason to be pissed off at. She stole from your parents' practice. Yeah, that's not a reason to be pissed off at somebody. Jealousy and envy is not a, it's a disease. It's like it's a malfunction of the system. It's definitely not natural. Okay, I don't think so. And I had a dream recently that I was wrestling with Leviathan in the water. It didn't attack me or anything, thank God, but water dreams make me freaked out. And so, yeah, there's something about this person is energy is envious as hell. Okay, we pray right now, Most High God, Holy Spirit, archangels, that this is why your family has been suffering, is because when a family member curses another family member, it curses the bloodline. So they basically are cursing themselves. They want to curse you so bad to the point that they curse themselves. And again, your aunt doesn't have to practice magic. She could very well just be somebody that sends evil eye and envy and jealousy to people. But again, this is an ongoing problem with this person not taking responsibility for their own actions, and trying to throw responsibility on an innocent person is not going to work. The wheel, this is like you fulfilling whatever karma this is that you're working off. And again, this feels like negative unjustified karma. Negative unjustified karma is karma where free will gives us the ability to create. So let's say that somebody, like in this lifetime, we have karma that we plan to go through. Negative unjustified karma is karma that occurs that we never planned from a higher self. Like it's something that just happens because we have free will. You know, somebody wants to curse you, they can if they want to. But, you know, I also feel like this aunt you have is blaming you for something. Definitely blaming you for something. I don't get that you did anything to this person. Oh, maybe it was your wishes are coming true and you were happy. Dreams and happiness. That's what it is. It's like that. If I can't have it, no one will have it type shit. And this person is not, they're not God. That's why I would definitely pray that this person finds peace, that they find the Lord, and that they find salvation, you know, so that they stop with obsessing over your energy and the energy of your parents, because that's weird. This aunt is just very greedy. You got somebody that's envious and greedy, and they want to block your happiness for some reason. Well, they actually wanted to steal your health, but that's on a whole other level. This person doesn't realize that when they negatively focus on people, they're sending an attack. Yeah, you're over here in meditation, recuperation, and contemplation, just trying to figure out what in the hell happened. Because I am getting that it was something with the immune system, trying to break down your immune system. And it threw things out of balance, but there are things you can do to get back in balance, like diet, drinking lots of water, making sure you have electrolytes, right? And in whatever form, really, in whatever form they come in, right? Making sure that you have electrolytes. Oh, it's only water, so it's all good. But yeah, making sure that you have electrolytes in your system and that you are staying active. You know, you don't have to go run 5 miles, but taking a walk around, you know, your property. Okay, that's something that you can do. You can definitely do light yoga, exercise. And on the days that you have good days, because I'm getting that a lot of this is like good days, and then it seems like bad days. When you have bad days and you can't get out of bed, okay, you on those days, that's when I would be doing, return to sender and doing a lot of prayer, because that's specifically something that's being done up under the moon. And again, your aunt could just be talking smack about you because she wasn't able to get over on your parents, right? But she was stealing for a lot longer than whatever she got caught up for. So she should really be thankful that she's not going to have to pay back whatever this amount is. You know what I'm saying? Like, she should really be thankful for that. That she's not going to be persecuted or prosecuted for what she's done. And really, she should take it as a sign to not do any more to you, right? She's always been jealous of you, though, because your light shines brighter than hers. And because your parents love you more than they love her. This woman's crazy. So yeah, that's all I can really say about it. She is absolutely just Looney Tunes. But I also get that part of it is conscious and part of it's not conscious. So, she is sending a psychic attack because she's, gossiping about you. And this is all because this could very well have to do with looks and being favored by God, which is basically it. Yeah, 10 of air, endings, recovery, and freedom. Look, this situation that was taking your health away and basically trying to mess with your immune system, this is going to end. And when you learn to meditate, you're going to become aware of a lot of thoughts and a lot of energies that are not yours. When those days when you're feeling stuck in bed and you have no energy, do the exact opposite of because this is magic. This is spell work that's being thrown at you. Okay. And it's trying to make you stay in bed and be lazy and stuff, so you'll miss your calling. You will fulfill your calling no matter where you exist, Christine. That's what people need to understand, is that when God has a plan for somebody, it doesn't matter what anybody else wants to plan. God already had a plan. So that's what's going to happen. But yeah, I do feel like she tried to hex your parents to unalive them. I would be very weary of this aunt getting any life insurance policies. I would make sure that this person does not ever get any information like your social security number or anything, like, because they try to use anything against others, which is crazy. Yeah, this 3 of Waters, celebration, community, and friendships. This is basically what they were jealous about, because you had friends and people that like you, and because you didn't want to be around that person and their husband or whoever they were with. Like, you have every right to choose who you want to be around. People need to understand that just like you're not going to judge them for the way that they feel, they're responsible for the way that they feel. It's vice versa. They should not be judging you for the way that you feel. And if you feel like this person is not good for you, then that's what you feel. There's no amount of witchcraft that's going to change the way that you feel. And you could probably tell your aunt that there is no amount of spiritual manipulation or whining to the divine or anything. God sees that this person is not good for your energy, that they're a drain on your energy, and that through guilt and manipulation, they've been able to siphon some of it, and it's thrown your system out of balance. Now you need to call your energy and your power back to you. And also, Reiki therapy would be another thing. It may benefit you to listen to Reiki videos, have a Reiki session done on you. There's going to be a lot of different ways energetically that you can balance yourself, but it's going to take coming together with spirit is going to be the most important thing to break whatever this is off of you, because it was freaking heavy. It made me feel very, very sick. So yeah, wild savage. That's exactly it. And again, we're not hating on your aunt. We're not saying she's the devil or anything like that. Okay. She's just a low vibrational person, and you're not low vibrational. Your natural vibration, Christine, is not of envy and jealousy and greed. It's not low vibrational. So this person wanting to pull you back down to a place where you never existed, this is why it's not working. I mean, she was able to affect your health in some type of way, but that, if you pray Psalm 91 against her and all known and unknown, seen and unseen enemies, and include even generational curses and all that, God's going to start delivering you from these energies. And you may go through a period of a 9-month detox, but by the time that, as you go through this detox, it's a basically a cycle of renewal, that this healing is inevitable, that's going to take place. And so whatever emotion it is that you hold towards this person, I would release it, because that's what spirit is saying, is that this person needs to be released, because they are only holding on because they still feel like they can guilt trip you into something. Look at this. This person wanted all of your talent, whatever it is that you do for a living. Maybe you're an artist, maybe you write, maybe you cook, maybe you have a dream. This person was like literally wanting that dream for themselves. And they feel like, because they're, oh, well, they're my bloodline. So, the gift should go to me. The talent and recognition and collaboration should go to me. The spiritual collaboration with the divine realm should go to me. No, I'm going to tell you, it should not. And that's why it hasn't gone to this person. That's why it's with you. Because if it should have gone to that other person, to your aunt, then it would have. So yeah, the 4 of water, distraction, self-absorption, discontentment. This person wanted to keep you so absorbed with health issues that you would never wake up to your purpose, so that this other person could live it for you. Look at this, Queen of Water, loving, giving, psychic. So you're very psychic, you're very loving, you're very giving. They wanted to distract you from being freaking psychic, because if you're psychic and intuitive, you can see what this person is doing. And they didn't want that. They wanted this shit to stay cloaked forever. They wanted it to stay cloaked forever. And no, ma'am, no, sir. Sorry. But God said otherwise. That's crazy. Then we have the King of Air, knowledgeable, objective, and respected. This could be a masculine energy that you end up coming into contact with. The Queen of Fire, intelligent, exuberant, determined. Yeah, you're going to be determined to literally, it's not about getting revenge against this person. I would literally pray for them. Your prayers will help this person stop doing what they're doing. Actually, I'm going to ask the Archangel Michael stop this person in their tracks. Whatever this bullshit is that they buried in the ground, we ask that Mother Nature neutralize that. Yeah, the 2 of Earth, balance, prioritization, and playfulness. They were trying to throw off your balance and they wanted to affect your inner child. Wow. 8 of Water, searching, empowerment, fulfillment, because they know that if you go searching for what your destiny is, you're going to fulfill that. And that is a threat to somebody else because they want it. That's crazy. Yeah, you got Emperor energy, and then we have the Sun again. So the Sun twice. Yeah, you're a powerful being of light. Like, I can definitely say that. And you being in the Emperor energy means you know how to control your emotions, you know how to lead other people, and you also know how to be an inspiration. Hi, welcome everybody coming into the chat. So yeah, I don't want to say you're going to be fine, because I feel like you already are fine. The more that you know about the situation, the more you can do about it. Sometimes you can be the light of the world and other people can be the darkness of the void. You know what I'm saying? And so don't let anybody suck your light away, because that's what they've been trying to do. But yeah, and then, also continue to pray and know that God is working on your behalf, because God doesn't like this type of shit. God doesn't like evil, like in general. This person's going to have to 8 of Cups from messing with you. They're going to have to walk away dissatisfied from messing with you under the moon. And literally this group of people, actually, because I feel like this is 2 different couples. It's 2 women, 2 men, and then there's 3 other women. So that's 4, 5, 6. Yeah. So 7 people, possibly 8. Oh, and look at that. We just had the 8 of Cups. It's 8 people. Okay. So this other person tried to cloak themselves, really, really cloak themselves. And I feel like, Whatever these offers are, you're going to see right through it. That's why they wanted to stop. They wanted to stop you. They wanted to put you in the 8 of Swords over it. That's crazy. It didn't happen though. They're having to walk away from trying to put you in jail because these people will be facing some type of purgatory or some type of jail. You may receive news from somebody may call you from jail, literally, like, don't answer. This person's just trying to, they think that you're a fool. This person's just trying to fool you in some type of way. Okay. So that you'll step out of your emperor, boss, big dick CEO, badass energy. And you can even be a woman and still be a badass emperor. Literally, they just want you to step out of that energy. They also want what is ensured to you from God, which they can't have that shit. The answer is no. And there's no amount of witchcraft or praying or crying or whining or working with the devil or any type of shit that's going to ever change that God gives you this wand of appreciation. This is a good time to begin a new project. Also, I feel like making the way that I want, Christine, I want for all of you guys to make your mental health, your happiness, the biggest priority. How are they still friends? I don't know how they're still friends. Maybe they talk on the internet. But yeah. Yeah, maybe they talk on the internet. They keep trying to, what I keep getting is that they're trying to recruit enough people to make up a coven, and they don't have enough people yet. So that, again, they have a plot that they're thinking about enacting, but they need more people. And look at this, 3 of Cups harvest. This is like basically I also feel like these people think that you're collaborating against them. I'm sorry, if your protection takes somebody's ass clean out, then that's what it is. Because, you have to protect yourself at all times. You never let anybody come up and play games with your life. And this other person feels like they're more important, and they're not. That's why I said the opinion of these other people doesn't matter. When God says something is for you, it's for you. When God says something's not for you, it's not for you. God never told these people that your purpose was for them. God basically has directed you. Yeah, misery loves company. They definitely do. But this is misery that's trying to create company. These people do not want to attack you because they know they've seen what your spirit team can do, and they're scared. So they're trying to recruit new people and then trying to trick them into attacking you. And again, if these people engage in this, the archangels are going to take their head clean off. They're going to get beaten down and oppressed the same exact way, just like literally Archangel Michael kicking the ass of the devil. Like, that's literally what's going to happen. And that's not your fault. These people are choosing for themselves, what they want to do. And you can't be responsible for that. 3 of Pentacles, a collaboration. That's exactly what I'm talking about. They want to make this collaboration, and they also somebody wants to start a business with somebody else as well. And no, you don't need anybody else to do business, not at this time. There will be offers that come in, but somebody may be trying to be a hero for the wrong reasons. And I don't feel like you guys need to be saved. If you guys needed to be saved, here's the Ace of Swords for that. So, Jesus is for that. 5 of Pentacles. These people that they are collaborating with are in this state of financial ruin. Literally. I keep hearing somebody say, every time you've told me to do this spell work on this person, I lose something. I lose a limb. I lose a bridge is burned. I lose something. Like, I lose a family member. Every time that you tell me to do this work on this person, and I hear somebody saying, I'm not fucking doing this shit anymore. I will not do this anymore. You can threaten me all you want, but it's not worth me losing family members and physical items like a house and clothing that I need, right? He's like, everything was going fine in my life until I attacked that chosen one. Like, literally everything. Okay, you don't talk to any of them since your mom passed away. Well, I think that that's probably good. but they definitely want to talk to you. They just know that you don't want to talk to them, which is fair because, again, whoever this person was, and I say was because they're not actually existing in your life. Whoever they were, just return their energy back to them. Know that the energy of sickness and death and unwellness is not your energy. I did say limb. Yeah, some of these people could have literally lost a limb, and that's not funny. I don't mean to laugh, but they literally have lost something. Yes, exactly like that. Yeah, like a arm, a hand, a foot, you know, common sense. That's basically a mental limb. But yeah, these people, somebody could have very well, wow, look at that. Nine of Swords. This is what I'm saying. If you find yourself in the Nine of Swords feeling sick and stuck in bed with no energy, you need to know that that's not your energy. I would get up, walk around the house, go get a glass of fresh water, drink that down, walk around the house and then see how you feel after that. If you still feel like you need to lay in bed, right? But if you do, know that if you're experiencing any insomnia or sleepless nights, that's not your energy. You didn't have that growing up. Yeah. You didn't have that shit growing up. That's not your energy. That's somebody else trying to harass you they're trying to do some shit to you while you sleep, and you have angels surrounding you, and your angels will wake you up. Yeah, this is somebody that could have seen you as a child, or you could have been friends with them when you were younger, or even had nostalgic memories with them from the past. So these people really need to focus on that. Yeah, sleepless nights. That's mainly what I'm getting, is that returning people's energy back to them and calling your power back to you is really important. And yeah, anything to protect your sleep. So there is a crystal called howlite. It's this crystal right here. It's white. Okay, getting some howlite, putting it in your pillow will help with insomnia, and it will also stop nightmares. But you want to put a piece of selenite, which is this stuff, with it, because crystals absorb negative energy. So basically the crystal will take the hit for you. That's what I would do. And then also having a dream catcher is another essential thing. And making sure that you cleanse the dream catcher at least one time a week, right? So that means pulling back the blinds, letting the sunlight hit the wall so that it cleanses the dream catcher, or you can sage it. And then I would be burning, specifically for health issues, I would be burning sage, Palo Santo, and eucalyptus. So if you have any eucalyptus oil, also you could use that and anoint yourself with it. When you're dealing with this type of thing, I would be anointing your doorways you can take some oil, put it on your finger, and then just do like the sign of the cross or a peace sign or anything that's a positive vibration symbol to you, or a sigil or something. And you just put that over the door and say, I only allow positive energy to enter into this space. Not saying I'm protecting myself from negative. You're just saying I only allow positive healing energy to enter my space. And then, yeah. And then saying also, I return all negative energy that does not belong to me back to its sender. Known and unknown, seen and unseen. And I ask that the divine assist me in reversing and returning all negative energy. And then I would also do a karma prayer, that I pray that my ancestors be released from karma. I pray that myself is released from karma that could be negative, unjustified karma, right? So there's a few things to do in the spirit realm and a few things to do in the physical realm. Also, if you have a what is it called? Yeah, brain cells for sure. If you've got a like hot pot, what are they called? Oh my gosh, hot springs. Where anywhere near where you live, go to the hot springs. Okay, once or twice a week, if you can do that to help transmute the energy. Also, if you take salt baths and put some herbs in them and basically make your water really, really powerful. You can put Florida water cologne in the bath as well. You want to be cleansing out the negative energy and the evil eye that was sent to you. And then praying Psalm 91 against all people who have bad intentions, right? Yeah. Once you do this, you're going to start feeling a lot better because you've just been sitting in the attacks and people have just been sending these attacks and then you just sit in them. So yeah, God wants you to learn how to deal with warfare. Yeah, you got a Page of Swords energy trying to spy on you guys at this time. This person is imposter. They want some type of energy or information that you have. Weird. This person's a weirdo. They want the information that you hold, but they won't even ask you. Like, they're crazy. I don't know what this person wants, but they need to stay out of your business. I feel like the more that you guys step into the high priestess role, the more intuitive you become. And when I see the high priestess, I know that these illusions that are being painted, which has to do with health, it has to do with wealth, it has to do with everything. These illusions that are being painted, that judgment is being called. That's another thing, calling judgment on these idiots. Because when you call judgment on the energy, God looks at your energy and goes, okay, all of this doesn't belong to you. I'm separating it, I'm exorcising it, and I'm removing it. And it can go back to the person that sent it. Yeah, this person's going to be feeling very betrayed by you because you send their attack back. Because it's not your energy, so you don't need to be responsible for somebody else's, if that makes sense. But yeah, calling judgment is the most important thing because this person was trying to steal a gift, an inheritance, something that's given to you through parents, something that's given to you, through God, basically. By the power of precious blood, by the holy name of Yeshua, I command the demon of restlessness to stop afflicting me. Go to the foot of the cross and receive your sentence. I love it, Lilith. Yeah. I mean, that pretty much works, getting rid of it, because you're dealing also with resentment, is what I heard. Somebody resents you. Maybe you inherited something that you don't know about. Or maybe you stand to inherit something that you don't know about, and this person's trying to attack you for that. That's crazy. They might as well be doing probably the worst shit in the world. Well, they are pretty much attacking you is probably the worst thing. That's the stupidest thing to do because you just don't mess with the emperor. But yeah, you're going to be okay. Like, I really feel like you're going to be okay. But praying and connecting with God, doing meditation, working with your chakras, because again, these attacks have just been being sent by the moon. It's like almost like you go to bed every night with your energy clear, but then you wake up in the morning with your energy gone. And that's this person. So yeah, you need to uninvite them. And if you guys have a welcome mat in front of your door, get rid of that shit. Okay, because spirits will come up to the door and they'll see what welcome and they'll come right in. Okay, so we definitely don't want to be doing anything that invites stuff in. But yeah, it's very foolish to try to curse somebody that's in your bloodline. It's foolish to try to curse anybody because you just don't know what God's doing for somebody else. Yes, any other afflictions, basically using that affirmation and knowing that you can heal, Christine. Like it said, renewal. You're going to go through a stage of renewal. Okay, you guys, I hope that this helped you. All right. And again, I will pray for you as well. Okay. Let me know how Orlando goes. All right. You guys are so welcome. God bless you. I'll see you in the next reading. Peace be with you guys. Have a wonderful day. Bye.